I can report to the American people, our alliances are stronger than they've been in decades. NATO is more capable than it's ever been, and many more of our allies are paying their fair share.
NBC News Washington correspondent Yamiche Alcindor joins us now. So, Yamiche, the president has decades of foreign policy experience, and this is his first of two final addresses he's expected to give. What did today's remarks tell us about what he ultimately wants his foreign policy legacy to be?
Well, today it was clear that President Biden really wants his foreign policy legacy to be one that is seen as having achieved a lot. He talked about at length about America's economy, talking about the fact that he believes that we're in a better position now as a country, especially when it comes to China and the competition there. He also talked about American alliances, saying that he was able to strengthen those alliances. He talked a lot about Ukraine and the aid. He oversaw millions of dollars going to Ukraine as it continues to fight off that Russian invasion. He said that he also believes that history is going to judge. He withdrew from Afghanistan as being the right decision. And that, of course, was something that was very controversial because at the time, there's a lot of backlash. 13 service members, of course, lost their lives. But President Biden today was saying that he believes that the way that he conducted foreign policy put America in a better position than it was 4 years ago. What's going to be interesting, of course, is the fact that he also talked a lot about how the next administration has very different views. And he even talked a bit about what he hopes American standards can be. He said that in the future, Iran should not be allowed to get a nuclear weapon. He talked about the fact that Assad falling and resigning from Syria, that should not lead to a resurgence in ISIS. He talked a lot about the idea that America should continue to have alliances. So this was President Biden. Victory lap of sorts, while also acknowledging that someone who he didn't want to be in office is coming into office, Claire.
So, Yamiche, briefly, what should we expect to hear from President Biden when he ultimately delivers his final farewell address from the Oval Office Wednesday?
That address is going to be more of a bigger umbrella. He's going to be talking about America's place in the world, but he's also going to be talking a lot about domestic policy and about what he believes he can achieve and did achieve as president over the last 4 years. He's also going to be talking about the future of American democracy because there are a lot of Americans who did not vote for President-elect Trump who are worried about sort of what the next 4 years are going to look like. And it's my understanding that he's going to give a little bit of comfort to those people, those Americans who are worried about the future, while also really focusing on his legacy, Claire.
All right, Yamiche Alcindor from Washington. Thank you.
1 week from today, President-elect Donald Trump will be sworn into office for a second time, but his slate of inaugural events will begin this weekend. And today, we learned more about how the city of Washington, D.C. plans to manage any security threats ahead of the swearing-in ceremony. Joining us now is NBC News Justice and Intelligence correspondent Ken Delanian. So, Ken, I know ahead of Inauguration Day, they've planned a MAGA victory rally. That's on Sunday. And there's also anti-Trump demonstrations planned for Saturday for this weekend. What are law enforcement officials saying today about whether the weekend's events could make security more challenging heading into Inauguration Day?
Hey, Kate, well, they've declared this a national special security event, which is the highest level of security that the federal government can bring to bear on any particular event. And they are deploying really almost unprecedented security measures here. 30 miles of non-scalable fencing, the most they've ever put out in Washington, D.C. Some almost 8,000 National Guard troops on standby, 4,000 police officers from around the country, maritime and air restrictions, the Secret Service flying drones. The FBI is saying there are no credible threats, but obviously there are concerns anytime you have tens of thousands of people gathering in the political climate that we're in. And so they are really marshaling as many resources as they can bring to bear.
Yeah. You just mentioned the Secret Service. I wonder whether they might be ramping up or changing security protocols for Inauguration Day, especially because of the 2 attempts on his life.
Yeah, for sure. They've been amping up ever since those happened. And for example, they're flying drones at a level that they never have before, they're saying, around the city of Washington, D.C. Yeah, the Secret Service absolutely on their toes for this event, Kate.
All right, Ken Delanian for us. Ken,